Welcome everyone, thank you for coming. Sorry that I have to use the mic. Normally I'm really animated and very energetic, but I have a bout of man flu, and as a result I'm kind of quite sober and not my usual self. But I'm going to try, hopefully with all of your energy, to pick myself up and speak today on me, myself and I. How many of you guys came to the Janmashtami festival? Raise your hand. Wow, lots of you. And how many of you made it to the follow-up event? Okay, so from I can understand from that is all of you are already somewhat interested in spirituality, somewhat interested in looking at life a little bit deeper than probably what most of your mates are doing. And that's what this is all about today. This slide, The Secret. Has everyone heard that, you know, you can get all these different books? The Secret of Happiness, The Secret of Success. What is a secret? Well, how would you define secret? Shivan, how would you describe secret? Something that no one else knows. Everyone agrees with that? So, what is the secret that's given in the Vedic literature? The secret is that actually, if we look within, there's someone really, really special. And if we can tap into that person and harness it, we can experience something on another level. Most of us are just living life on a very superficial level. Me, myself and I, but we're only living on the external, so we actually have to learn to look within. How many of you guys are at school? Raise your hand. University? And anyone working? A few working people, okay. When you go and you introduce yourself to someone, the most difficult thing when you join a new place is trying to fit in. I guess you guys have all seen those kind of American dramas, right? Like name like an American. I'm really not with it, but you have to go with me, huh? Friends. What else? Huh? No. Just generally, just like one that's based on like American College and all that kind of, you know. Saved by the Bell, Big Bang Theory. Right, there we go. Now we've got people going. Okay, so everyone can relate to this. So normally I remember when I see them, they always show all the characters, and they all fit into something, right? So they talk about the jocks, who are kind of like the sporty people, and then they've got like the cheerleaders, and then they've got the nerds, and then they've got the gangsters, and then they've got, you know, the players, and they've got all the different people, right? And generally, everyone is trying to find their own identity, because you've got to fit into one of these different boxes, and if you don't, then you feel out of place. Is that right? Everyone can relate to that to some extent, that we really want to fit in. And even if we're not trying to fit in, even if we're just trying to be ourselves, people are constantly boxing us, and they try and work you out within a moment. Okay, this is what this guy's all about. This is what this girl's all about. I can place her perfectly. But what we need to try and do is understand who we really are. Normally when people go to university, they go through a phase where they try and find themselves. And we've all been there, we've all tried to do it. You know, when we're younger, we just do what everyone else is doing. But then at a certain point in time, we say, I want to find myself. I want to know who I really am, so that I can stand out from the crowd and say, yes, this is who I am. So the idea of that icebreaker was actually to get a little insight into how you guys think. So clearly some people were interested in camels there. Some people were interested in castles. Some people were just interested in all kinds of random things on this side. I'm trying to think what you guys came up with. But the cheese, yeah, some people like cheese. Who was it? It was you, right? Yeah. You said, my name is? What was your name?
That was an accent. My name is Chicken.
No, you didn't say that. When you introduced yourself, you said, my name is? Yes. And then you said, I like cheese, right? So people have different likes and dislikes, and obviously that's not like a real like or dislike. We're not going to funnel him in the cheese lover category. Is he?
He's genuinely a cheese lover.
Really?
Yeah, he made a cheese website.
Yeah, I made a cheese subject.
Wow, that's, yeah, I don't really know where to go with that without being offensive, so I won't. I won't be offensive. So what I want to do now, I want you guys to all describe yourself, but not like we did before. This time I want you to describe yourself to work out who you really are. Okay? You're thinking, where is he going with this? I want you to describe yourself. If someone was to say who I am, what is the thing you identify with? Who is it that you really, really are? So would you identify yourself, I'm actually someone's brother, I'm someone's sister. I'm actually a student. I'm from Harrow. I am 5 foot tall. I am a cheese lover. I am middle class. I am tall. I'm fat. I am brown. I am ginger. Whatever it is, how would you identify yourself? It doesn't have to be. Sorry, the ginger guy there is laughing. I wasn't picking on you. You're not really ginger, right? So just on the spot, okay? So I'm going to ask you, and just on the spot, you're going to have to say who you are. Ready? It's got to be true. Yes? Do you identify as yourself as Brazilian? Oh, brilliant. Okay, Brazilian. Cousin? Yep. Indian? Gujarati? You're off the boat and you wear socks. Okay. Brother? Son? Student? Huh? No, it's got to be something different.
Brother.
Got to be something different. A glasses wearer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cameraman?
A human being.
Soul.
Soul?
Mixed race.
Mixed race?
Right.
Guy.
Yeah. Unemployed, nice.
Hindu.
Huh?
Hindu.
Hindu?
Searching.
Searching.
Brown.
I think we've had brown. Have we had brown?
Yeah.
No, you said you wear socks. You've really got an issue about your city, huh? We can talk about that. Relax. If you really want to be brown, I gave you another option. Okay. Yeah? Cool. We've had Indian. All eyes on you. A dog. We'll come back to you. I'm going to take that as a pass for now. We'll come back. Tall? We've had soul, but different, yeah? Nice. Where'd you get these guys? Boss?
Wells.
Welsh? Helper? Yep. Datani, nice. A joker? Oh, Jigna. Jigna the joker. Okay. Oh, your name. Brilliant. Rogeras? A mummy? We're I don't know about it. My cousin? An employee, so this guy's unemployed. You're an employee.
I'm unemployed as well.
You already had your turn. A teenager? Sister. Have we had sister? No, we wouldn't have, would we? American? An aunt? Tired. So you identify your person as tired. Okay? A friend? A best friend? A bestest friend. Oh, we had a girl? We had daughter? No? British. British Indian? British. And back there? Have you figured out what we're doing yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about yourself. Servant. And
I am a teacher.
teacher. Wonderful. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay. So this was all about who defines you and going a little bit deeper. So, what I want to do now, using this whiteboard, I want you guys... Oh, where's the pen gone? Did we have a pen? Wow, I spilled it again. This is about making a serious mess here, man. Didn't they tell you never put water near a kid? Okay. Alright, so, I want you guys to, based on the different things we said, I want you guys to say some different designations. So remember, the whole thing is, what defines you? So in the world, we all have to be defined by different things. So I want you to shout out some things. So I'll give you an example. So we've got gender, right? We had boy, girl. What else?
Relation.
Hobbies.
Occupation.
Skin color.
Cheese.
Skin color.
Relation.
Yep. Relationships, yeah. What else?
Software.
Name, yeah. Datani.
Occupation.
Occupation, yeah.
Origin.
Origin, yeah.
Socks.
Socks.
Age, yeah. Huh? Sibling, yeah. Family, yeah. What else?
Nationality.
Nationality, yeah. What else?
Race.
Faith.
Faith, yeah. A religion. Okay. Job, we got occupation. What else?
What you wear.
Clothes, yeah? Yeah, definitely. Like, give me an example of clothes. You guys really got to get out, man. No, give me an example of someone who really identifies with the clothes that they wear.
Brahmachari.
Yeah, brahmachari. I was thinking of like a goth, right? So that they're like known for their clothes. That's what they identify with. What else? Accent, yeah. What else?
Personality.
Yeah, okay. What else, guys? Come on. Achievements, yeah. Like you can imagine, right? You can imagine someone introducing themselves as saying, "Hi, my name is John and I have 10 A stars." Or I've got 3 A's, huh?
Qualification.
Yeah, have we got qualification? Yeah, so, yeah. So, give me an example of qualification.
Degree.
Yeah, so I have a master's in X, yeah. What else? Hobbies, I think we've got hobbies.
Second one.
Yeah, interests, likes, dislikes. So cheese would come under there, yeah.
Where you live.
Where you live, yeah, exactly. So if we think about, like, you know, gangsters, they define themselves by their postcode, right? Like, you know, if they will murder you if your postcode starts differently. So what would happen if, like, the council changes the postcode? You know, so the whole thing, you know, they have to change the name, the whole merchandise, the whole thing would be messed up. But yeah, people really identify themselves where they live. If you live on one side of the street, that's it. What else? You girls look like you have some good ideas. Come on.
Goals.
Huh?
Goals.
Goals?
What they've accomplished.
Yeah? Friendship? Yeah, we've got relationships. Yeah, friendship. Music, yes. Now people are getting it. We got personality.
Just me.
Morals, finally. We got some people like getting a little bit deeper here. Ethics, yes. What about values? Principles.
Isn't that all the same?
Huh? Qualities. Well, I suppose you wouldn't really identify yourself with qualities.
School.
Would you? Okay, so yeah, I categorize myself as joyful. I'm with the happy people.
Emotions.
Skills, yeah? Okay, alright, I think we got enough. I think maybe put it on the stage. Thank you. Wow, look at this. Good effort. No, it's fine, just leave it. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you. I just won't stand there. If I do, I've got socks. Thank you. Okay, so me, myself, and I. Any idea why I did this? Why I did this whole list?
To see what we identify ourselves as.
Yeah. Who here said that they are a Arsenal fan?
Yeah, this guy.
So presumably when you hang out with other Arsenal fans, you feel more like an Arsenal fan. Because you're like, come on you Gunners, right? But when you're just like at the temple, generally it's not really a big deal, right? So you're going to identify with different things according to the people that you associate with. And you can also identify with people on different levels. So if I was to introduce a friend, and I said to you, please describe this friend. In the most superficial way, how are you going to describe them? In the most superficial way.
Colour of their skin.
Yeah, colour of their skin. What else?
Age.
No, in the most superficial way, the most superficial level you can identify. Yeah, you're going to talk about how they look, right? Exactly. You're going to say this person is 5'8" tall, this person wears glasses, this person has hair, this person is wearing this, he's wearing that. So that's going to be the first level. Then if you know someone a little bit better, you're going to know on the mental platform, right? No, mental means what they're thinking. Relax, man. I know you're really enthusiastic. Just relax. Deep breaths, that's the best. Okay. So mental, right? So if you're going to introduce someone first, you're going to give a very superficial outlook about who they are. Then you're going to understand how they think. If you want to know them even more, how are you going to go even deeper? You're going to want to know about their emotions, right? So we've got physical, we've got mental, we've got emotional, and then we've got subtle. So subtle is like even someone has an aura. So when you go deeper within, you can actually see that people are going deeper and deeper and deeper. And you need to try and connect to that. Right, so here I go, I'm going to get my feet wet now. So, knowing yourself a little deeper. Okay, so now that I've got across the most basic premise, that we need to look at each other a little bit deeper, what I want you to now do is break into pairs and consider these 3 questions. What will make you happy? Why do you think it will make you happy? And complete the sentence. Happiness to me is. So if you could break into pairs, that would be great. Thank you. What will make you happy? Getting a job.
Generalize it. Good relationships.
Good relationships. Why do you think it will make you happy?
Because it's something that we all need
Yep.
and want.
And complete the sentence.
Happiness for me is keeping a constant state of mind and emotion through dips, like a downwards and ups in your life.
Well, it's your first jamming. This is very deep. Okay, one of the girls' groups. Anyone like to volunteer? Or is everyone feeling particularly shy? I can tell by the way everyone's looking away that no one wants to volunteer, so I'm going to have to pick on someone. Go on, take one for the team. Who's going to do it? Okay, Ria. You almost as if you haven't just discussed this for the last 10 minutes.
Associated with devotees that know about Krishna.
devotee answer? Can we have someone who's not going to give a devotee answer, please?
Prayer.
Yash. Huh?
£1 million.
Wonderful, £1 million, okay. Why do you think it'll make you happy?
Because, well, you can basically do anything.
What can you do with £1 million?
Buy,
Like 5 games?
yeah. Buy a cool house.
A cool house, yeah? Not at current rates, yeah, a decent house. And complete the sentence is, happiness to me is?
Happiness to me is happiness to others.
Alright guys, when you answer these questions, I want you to be real. You know, I actually want you to be honest, because let's face it, no one actually, Yash was the only one who was actually honest so far. Oh, we've got some girls at the back who want to be honest. Straight up, here we go. What will make you happy, Jigna?
Being comfortable with myself.
Being comfortable within yourself, yeah? Why?
So I won't be so thinking, like, I won't not care, but not be worried about what other people think about what I do all the time.
Yeah.
And happiness to me is being content with everything that I do.
Wow, very good. Who can relate to that? Yeah. Okay, now we're actually getting to the crux of it, because people are like, okay, I don't have to be cool, I can just, just say it as it is. That's the idea, that we can be really honest. So can I pick you guys in? Yeah, that's okay.
What will make me happy? A good job or a satisfactory job?
Yeah, exactly. We work so hard for it, right? Why do we pretend that actually a good job isn't what we're looking for? Okay?
Why do you think will make me happy? Because I know with a satisfactory or a good job, I'll be able to get through daily life.
Yeah.
In a stable state. And happiness to me is peace of mind.
Wonderful. And you?
Achieving something.
Okay. Anything, it's just a sense of achievement.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
What?
Yeah, so why do you think that will make you happy?
Because it will probably make my parents happy.
Okay.
And happiness to me is...
Are you being real?
Yeah.
Are you? Okay. Why are you cracking up? Right, you're next. Last one. Happiness to me is making my parents happy. I'm sure that's not the case, but there's an element of it, right? Yeah. Okay. You, Manchester United top. Can it all make you happy? Okay.
And why? Because it's no pressure. And happiness to me is eating the net.
Nice. So that whole bit when I was like, be real with yourself. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I can't judge. I mean, I've never managed to get ecstasy up in here, so I can't judge. It is type of cheese. Okay, one more girls group, and then we're going to move on. Come on, girls. Come on. I can see some discussion going on. Like, someone's like, go on, do it. Yes, okay.
What makes me happy is getting the job I want. And why is because I basically work a lot of years for it to actually get where I want. And happiness to me is a long-term feeling.
Okay, wonderful. So, let me ask you guys a question. Do any of you actually think about this question very often? Raise your hand if you've thought of it before. But as in before you came to Christian consciousness, was it something that you really considered? You have?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me what was your view on it before?
Well, I used to think money made me happy, and then I learned the hard way that money is not the route to happiness, and that there's a lot more to life than money.
Isn't it Biggie that says more money, more problems?
That's why I think when people obviously everyone's entitled to their opinion, but when people say a good job, a lot of money makes you happy, it doesn't. And I think that happiness comes from, like, I don't know how to describe it.
Oh yeah, who disagrees with this point? Go on, Yash. Yeah, so you said happiness, £1 million will make you happy. Yeah, so this guy here, he's like, no, you know, I thought money would make me happy, and then I realised.
Yeah, I'll try it out.
If someone's going to give me £1 million, I ain't going to say no.
I think money, what you said is partially true, but not necessarily, because money, you need money to be happy at a certain level over here. But it obviously is a true happiness. But if you have no money, and you have no house, you have nothing, then obviously you're not going to be happy. You need money.
That's not true.
And it makes it happy.
Because
He's had deep realisation.
I went to the slums in India this summer, and I was staying in an orphanage, and there was these children. They live on the streets, they have no money, they have no food, they have no shelter, they have no parents. But they're the happiest children I've ever met in my life. And it shows that money doesn't buy happiness.
What do you think is making them happy in that situation?
The fact that they're together, they're content with their lives.
So it was relationships, so similar to what Nikhil was saying, that it's actually the relationships.
It's not even that, it's just the fact that you don't want more. When you want more, you become greedy and you're not satisfied.
So it's the desires that actually make us dissatisfied. Does everyone agree with that?
Yeah.
Going back to this, what do you think is fundamental for all of you to work out what will make you happy? Yeah, understanding yourself. So for you, you might have described yourself as a dancer, right? Because you're with people that dance, and you know that's one of kind of the key aspect of your life. So what's going to make you happy? Dancing. So it's important to understand hobbies. Like we've got hobbies here. For other people, it's nationality. So who here is like, you know, when India plays Pakistan in the cricket, and when India beats Pakistan, the sheer bliss and ecstasy that you feel, that the India shirt comes onto your back, and you're like, Jai, India Zindabad. You know, you're just kind of walking around, you know, all of a sudden you're an Indian. But, you know, if it was India playing, like, you know, football, you would be quite, you know, all of a sudden I'm not such an Indian. Or if what's in the news at the moment about the Indian culture, and the lady that got raped on a bus, and about the way that women are getting suppressed in India, then maybe you wouldn't all of a sudden be like, yeah, India's in Zindabad. So you're going to identify with things according to time, place and circumstance, and according to the experiences that you're going through at a particular time. What else is here? So occupation. Who identifies with the occupation? I know some people that, you know, like if they're a doctor or something, that is so important to their life, they will say, hi, I'm Dr. Sal, or whatever his name is, right? Like they're really into just being a doctor. And they live their life, and it's their greatest thing. That if someone says, who are you? They'll say, I'm a doctor. What gives them pleasure? Being a doctor. So all of these different things, similarly with music, I'm sure you've all experienced it with music. You know, you really get into something. What's the type of music that's in at the moment?
One Direction.
One Direction? Yeah, you're a music guy. Yeah, you're a music lover. So, but will this stay the same?
No.
Like, so you right now, your happiness is coming from Justin Bieber? I'm embarrassed to have mine. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. What kind of music do you listen to? Okay, R&B. So do you think when you're 60, you're still going to be like, no. You might. But you're going to look like a fool if you are, right? Like if you're still like, yeah, West Side. Because I know when I was your age, I was exactly the same, trying to be a gangster, and then I looked in the mirror and I was like, shit, I'm not black. but it takes a while, you know? It takes a while. Because you just think, wow, that's cool, I want to be like that. So all of these different things, they can change. Even gender can change. hopefully not for any of you in this lifetime, but definitely we get people that identify so strongly with the opposite sex that they have to actually change their gender. So all of these things are going to change, and what we've got to remember is the physical, the mental, the emotional, we need to go deeper. So the first teaching of spirituality, the first teaching in the Vedas is Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit soul. Where Krishna explains all of these external designations, they're temporary and they're constantly changing. But the one thing that remains is, of course, the soul within. Now this might seem like a really obvious point, but it's something that we don't really appreciate or realize in our lives. Because most of us are stuck on these here. I would say most of you wouldn't say that you're just on the physical level. Like no one really just says, okay, describe yourself, I am 5'8". I have brown eyes. People generally want to go a little bit deeper, and they want to describe themselves a little bit deeper. But how many of you can touch on the level of the soul? So what we're going to do now, so you guys have all seen this example of trying to understand. How many of you are on the trip? You're on the trip, right? So do you remember Gaur Gopal did this? So do you want to come up? Just for those people that weren't on the trip. So, describe this. Describe this. Describe this. Describe this. Describe this. Okay, you sit down. So this is like something they do in primary schools. They're like, head, shoulders, knees and toes. It's like, they go through the entire thing. But if you listen to the language, it's my. And the reason it's my is because there's something different to the body. And we really have to be convinced of that. We really have to understand that we're not just this body. We are actually the spirit soul within. So, guess who? Does anyone know who this is? Wait. You're not. Okay.
That one.
Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson.
Olsen twins? No. Mary? I don't know. No. Any ideas? It's these guys. What's their name? Okay. Who's this guy? Could be Boris Johnson. You reckon? Anyone know? Is Boris Johnson your best guess? Justin Bieber. I knew you were coming, especially for you. Who's this? Susan Boyle. Any other takers? Anyone else? Okay, Wednesday. Second one along. Well done. Who's this ugly swan? Any ideas? Forgotten the name? Any of the girls know?
That's good.
Easy one. Yeah. Who's this guy? This chubby little fellow. Oompa Loompa. Anyone know? Come on, guys. Girls?
Yeah, I think it was.
guys. That's an easy one. Okay. Daniel Radcliffe. It's not Harry Potter. Come on, guys. Who is that? That's a nice girl. Who's this guy?
Charlie Sheen. Who's Charlie Sheen? Say it. Charlie Sheen. Oh,
Do you see it?
Who's that? Harry boy.
Okay.
David Beckham.
Got there in the end. Okay, so what was the purpose of that? The purpose was to show very clearly how the body changes, but the person remains the same. And I'm sure that all of you have the exact same experience, right? You've all got your baby pictures, and you've seen how they grow and develop. And actually, you're a completely different person. Like, who was it? It was Victoria Beckham. We said, that's not even the same person. But it is. Oh, Amy Winehouse. Yeah, she turned from a boy into a girl. Okay, so David Beckham's leg is insured for 70 million back in the day. Justin Bieber's hair, his lock of hair, was sold for $40,000.
Every time he has a haircut, he gets 40 grand.
This guy, anyone know who this guy is? It's actually just a random guy. No, it's a random guy who sold his kidney for $3,000 so that he could buy an iPhone. I mean, I'm sure he bought other stuff with that money, but... Okay, so, how much are you worth?
Priceless.
So,
I'm priceless.
you're priceless. You are priceless. You are priceless. So, alright guys. I know. Seeing all those pictures of celebrities got you guys excited, huh? I know. Okay, so there's different parts of the body, and they're all worth different things. Now, how much is the body worth in itself? Basically, not very much. As you guys know who came on the trip. This is basically the total when you add up all of the different chemicals. And then when you add skin on top, they say it's roughly about £4. That's how much you're worth, £4. So, Gogo Papa, when he was on the trip, he gave this example. He said, if your brother was in a car accident, he was driving this car, it wasn't a very good car, but he was in a car accident, and you had an opportunity after the accident to save him or save the car, what would you do? Yeah, there's always the standard save the car, but I'm assuming you would save him. He said, if you raise the stakes, it isn't a banger, it's actually a really nice car. I don't know, what's a really nice car? Like some Lexus or... Wow. Now we've got new interest names. The Lamborghini, the Maserati. What else?
Bugatti Veyron Super Sport.
No, that's
Nikhil, what's your opinion? You're a car specialist. What's a very good car? Nissan. Keeping it real. Okay. So, even if it was a top car like a Maserati, still, you would save your brother. So the idea here is, why, if actually the car, in terms of money, is worth so much more, why would you save your brother, or your sister, or your loved one?
You might be able to get the car back, but you won't be able to get a brother back.
Oh. It's true. Very true. Very true. Okay. So there's some different evidences to know that the soul exists. And one such example, a really simple example, is when, say David Beckham, right? So his leg, how much did we say his leg was worth? Like 70 million. If David Beckham gets injured, all of a sudden, his leg is not really worth very much, right? If David Beckham's entire body is in a coffin, how much is it worth then? Nothing. Like £4. Right? So the value that we actually attribute to the body is completely insignificant. We put so much emphasis on the body, so much emphasis on the body, but we're not actually looking within. What really matters isn't the physical. Mental, you could say, matters more. Because what you think, you can achieve so much in life based on what you think, what your values are. If you go even deeper, your emotions, what you're going to do for the world, your character. But if you go even deeper, you touch on the level of the soul. And that's what we want you guys to all do. We want you to really, really know yourself and go deeper and deeper and deeper. Because if you can actually touch on the level of the soul, then you'll be able to experience happiness. Because all of you know, and I know this for a fact, all of you know that material happiness is temporary and flickering. And it gets boring after a while. If it wasn't the case, you wouldn't be here right now. You've all experienced that, guaranteed. To some extent or another. You've actually realized it, or you wouldn't be here right now. The question is, have you experienced happiness on the level of the soul? Probably not. Probably not. But it's something that, through the process of Christian consciousness, you genuinely can experience. And if you don't experience it, you're doing something wrong. Now you're thinking, what does this mean in terms of practical next steps for me? Like, I've come along, what have I heard so far? Well, I've heard that people have lots of different bodily designations. I've heard that if I want to know someone, I can't just know them on a very superficial level. I need to know them deeper. I've also learned that my happiness is directly related to what I identify with. So what you guys have to decide is, what do you want to identify with? If you identify with a particular football team, for example, when the team wins, you'll be happy. When the team loses, you'll be sad. If you identify with a particular occupation, when you have that post or that role, you'll be happy. When you lose the job, you'll be sad. If you identify yourself as a woman, women's rights, all the rest of it, and then at a certain point, when rights are equal, and you don't have a mission to push forward, you're going to be dissatisfied. So whatever it is within here, you've got to realize that all of these temporary things are going to change. Just like those bodies that we saw, constantly changing. What doesn't change is our consciousness. Now, how do you know that consciousness is there? How do you know that there is life? Well, it's obvious. It's obvious because as soon as the soul leaves, it's just dead matter. As soon as the soul leaves, there's no attractiveness. Who is the, let me ask a question. Who is the most attractive lady in the world right now? I'm going to ask the question again. Who is the most attractive lady in the world right now? Have a guess. Okay. Depends on the person, but generally, who's considered particularly beautiful? Which, just name a person. Okay, I don't know who any of these personalities are. I heard Angelina Jolie. Okay, Angelina Jolie. Ladies, name one really good-looking guy at the moment. What was that? Someone say Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. Okay, well let's go with Brad Pitt. So you've got Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. They're meant to be two of the most beautiful people in the world. Yeah, they're meant to be. But when they die, what is going to be the attractiveness of that body? Absolutely nothing. What we're attracted by is consciousness. What we're attracted by is life. And the sooner we get beyond, you know, the skin and all the rest of it, the sooner we can connect on a much deeper level. And that's what this is all about. But you need to know how to nourish your body, you need to know how to nourish your mind, and you need to know how to nourish your soul. There's something that I was speaking about on Saturday, which I really liked. It was a quote. It said basically, if you don't look after your body will become weak. If you don't look after your mind will become mechanical. If you don't look after your emotions, they'll become raw. And if you don't look after your spirit, you'll become insensitive. The reason I'm saying this is that you have to have balance in your life. You really, really do have to have balance in your life. I'm not saying that the body's not important. To say that would be completely foolish. Like someone said, my goal is to get a good job. That's a perfectly valid goal. That's like, you know, you don't expect to come to a place like this and everyone's going to say, ha, you want to get a good job, that's not going to bring you happiness. Well, it is going to bring you happiness. Just like money will bring you some happiness. But the thing is, if you depend on that money, if your desires are geared around that money, then there's not really much it's going to do for you. So look after your body, look after your mind, look after your emotions. But ultimately, try and look within and try and connect to the soul, because then you can really have that peace, that happiness, those experiences that you were all talking about, what is really going to make me happy. That soul actually connects to Krishna. Okay, I just used the K word, Krishna. Whoa, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. What's going on? He's saying Krishna. Well, I had to say Krishna because the soul doesn't live independently, just like none of us can live independently. If I give you the Maserati, who said the Maserati? A few of you guys said the Maserati. If I give you the Maserati and I take you onto Desert Island, and you can drive around that Maserati as much as you want, is it going to bring you much happiness? No, it's not. It definitely won't. It definitely won't. For a minute maybe. But after that, definitely not. Our experiences come through relationships. That's really where we connect. So the soul, when you connect to Krishna, that is when you can really experience something much higher. And you guys have all done it. You guys have all done it, believe it or not. I mean, you're all involved in Janmashtami. You're all involved in the follow-up program. Simply by associating, simply by coming and hearing something about Krishna, you guys are peeling off the layers and actually going within. You're starting to look for happiness within rather than without. And what that means is you become a really strong person. Because that point that was made about having security. If someone says to you, oh, you don't fit in here. You know, oh, you're not cool. Look at your jeans. Look at your hair. If you're on that platform of the body, then it's going to affect you. But if you're not, it's not going to do anything at all, right? Someone says, oh, you're not cool. You don't jam to the same music as me. I'm like, so? You're not cool. You're not a doctor. So? You're not cool. You're not 6 foot tall. So? So the idea is you need to understand who you really are. And when you really, really understand who you are, you'll be able to experience the joy that no one else is able to experience. And that's why you guys are all so fortunate. That is why you guys have come and you've taken time out to listen to this philosophy. And why you're actually trying to understand a little bit more. So I'm going to leave it there. I think we're good for time, but thank you for your participation. I'm sorry my voice went. But what I want to say to you is just try it out. Just try something very practical in your life. Spiritual life isn't meant to be an armchair philosophy. It's not that you just sit down on a chair and say, Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit soul. Or, I do not want £1 million. If you want £1 million, take £1 million. But know that £1 million isn't going to satisfy your soul. Because we are ultimately the eternal person within, which is eternally blissful and eternally knowledgeable. Wow. I always tell myself, I'm just going to go easy. But I can't, because when I see you guys, and I see that you've taken a step towards Krishna, I'm just like so enthused. They told me beforehand, they said, come on, they said, Nanda, just relax, you know. It's the first jamming, go easy. But I can't. And honestly, the reason I can't is because this is the real deal, guys. It really is. I'm telling you, watching a Man United game is fantastic. I'm a Man United fan, I love it. When they don't bring in any new transfers, I get disappointed. But it does not give me bliss on the level of the soul. Getting a new job is fantastic until you have to work. It's like every little experience that you go through in life, there's going to be some temporary experience and then it's going to go away. But when you guys connect on the level of the soul, boy, you're gonna come here and you're gonna see why that I'm being so enthusiastic, like a crazy man. But what am I saying here? All I'm saying to you guys is, tap into your own potential. What is the point of just being on this level when we know all of these things change? We can live our life like that. 99% of people do live their lives like that. But the fact is, if you're one of those special souls, there's actually come to the realization like, duh, actually, there's more to life than just enjoying my senses. Oh man, let's just go drink, let's get married, yeah. I mean, I see these people day in, day out, and I just got to say to them, you fool. But I don't say it to them. I just say, that's cool, man, that's cool. You know, you go be happy if you think that's going to bring you happiness. But the Vedic literature tells us it won't bring us happiness. And you don't have to believe me, you can experience it for yourself. So I really must stop because otherwise they're never going to invite me back again. But I'm just going to say one more thing, Krishna is God.
On that note, let's